You're all right, Tommy?
No! Come on.
No.
Did you see what happened?
No,
are we all right? What are you? Ow.
Wait. Forget about us. This guy right here is a cheater. No. Hey, don't walk away. Get over here. This guy right here is a cheater. I took my necklace off before my match, and guess what? I looked for it. It was gone.
Find it, right?
You know where I found it? In your freaking hand, bro. You hit our pal. You hit our pal, Cooper Valentine, in the face.
Come on, yeah. What's up?
Whoa, guys, whoa.
He's playing tag team hits. Come on, son. Hey, keep playing tag team hits.
Finish your interview, chump.
As I was saying, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
I'm not wearing earplugs, so take it easy on me.
Okay.
You're facing the Cotton Candy Princess herself, Tiffany Avatar, title.
Best friends. My best friend.
So what are your thoughts going into this match?
What happened the last time?
You fucked her up.
I did. Real good.
Are we gonna expect more of the same?
What?
Are we gonna expect more of the same?
Oh, of course. What else would it be?
Alright, did you take your medicine today?
No?
I can tell. Alright, you better get back and sell your merch.
Okay.
Definitely gotta invest in some earbuds.
I just want to say that it was super rude of you to walk away from me earlier.
Talking to the New York State champion, you're gonna have to pay up.
Do you take kale?
Dude, goodbye.
Whipwreck. Cation. Doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens, but it looks like we have a special guest.
Get my earplugs on.
No.
You was looking for Tina, and then you talk about people.
Dominate tonight, all right? The Dirty Deeds, they got nothing.
We're now the new Starlet champion. What's going on?
Hi, I am fearless princess, so why not team up?
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo for February.
Finisher is called the Shadow Band, and I was like, that's kind of.
Hold on. Let me speak. Okay?
But today I got a very special guest. I got the great. Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I am your host, Papa Dank, and today is a great day as far as wrestling. There's SmackDown tonight, but going on right now live in Times Square, New York City. There's wrestling happening outside Times Square, and it's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. It's an exciting time to be in wrestling at all, and I am pumped up because we got FanFest 2 coming up in St. Louis, Missouri, May 17th to the 18th, as we got Bill Apter's one-man show, and then May 18th is FanFest 2, followed by the Hall of Fame, followed by some live wrestling action as Cowboy Bob Orton will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And now let me bring to you my very special guest, the super producer extraordinaire, owner of SICW, and of course, leading the FanFest charge, Mr. Herb Simmons. How you doing?
Hey, Papa, I like that super producer. I'm going to have to use that.
Oh, you like that? Yeah,
yeah.
I give a lot of good tips to all the talent and stuff like that. So, it's okay. You can use it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not the talent, but I'm going to go ahead and use it.
That's fine. Now, let me show you some stuff. I'm bringing a FanFest with me. And I get some little autographs there. Let me see if I can get this on camera right now. Oh, can you see it? No. Hold on. Can you see it there?
No, it keeps fading out.
Let me turn off my green screen right now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me turn it off. What do you think?
Oh, man, that's cool.
That's awesome, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Followed by this. I finally got my hands on an original Bruiser Brody.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm excited.
That's worth the trip to get that signed by Barbara.
By Barbara, exactly. But then I got something even more special. Now you know about the Powertown version, right?
Uh-huh.
Now there were some issues with the original run, right? So they redid it a little bit and re-released it. Well, I was able to get my hands on the unreleased version right here.
Just like the one I got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Wow.
sure there's a little variation to it, but yeah, these are the uncirculated ones right there. Uncirculated power towel for display purposes only.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, and that is a great. I think that's probably the best one of them all that I've
Woo!
seen. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's going to be fun. I'm telling you, you get them assigned, and you'll have them for a long, long time to come.
Forever.
Yeah,
All right, now let's talk about FanFest 2 before we talk about anything else, because that is the big deal happening right now over there. So tell me, what other surprises can we expect besides, of course, everybody here?
well, I think the big surprise that's just been kind of come out this last week is the part of the Hall of Fame induction with Cowboy Bob Orton, class of '24, and himself, and I think there's 6 individuals going in, all well deserving. But Bob Orton, the ace himself, and his entire family is going to be there to do the induction and take part, which I think is just great. The Orton family is a rich family history of wrestling. His father was on the first wrestling card of Wrestling at the Chase in St. Louis back in 1959.
Wow.
And he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, I think, in 2019. And then, Cowboy Bob Orton's brother, Barry, a very well-known professional wrestler. And, of course, if everybody doesn't know about Randy Orton, then they've been living under a rock.
In the wrong business.
And of course, Bob. Yeah. So, and his other son, Nate's coming in from New York, and his daughter, who lives in the St. Louis area, will be there, and the grandchildren, and of course, his lovely wife, Elaine. And so that's an exciting part, when you can get somebody of ace, the Bob Orton. He runs my training academy for me also, and it's fitting that he goes into the St. Louis Hall of Fame, and it's fitting to have his whole family there.
That is definitely awesome. I'm so excited that I will be at FanFest 2 and for all the festivities, including the Hall of Fame inductions that night. And I'm looking forward to meeting Cowboy Bob Orton. I grew up in the 80s, watching Hogan, Orton, all that stuff, WrestleMania. And I'm very, very excited to meet Cowboy Bob Orton, man.
Yeah, Roddy Piper, and I might talk him into breaking the cast out, having his cast on that night, because his arm, still every now and then still not healed all the way. So, we have a lot of fun with that, and
absolutely.
In fact, I've got Bob on the road this weekend, and so he stays pretty busy. Last year him and Tony Atlas was my tag team champions. Yeah. So,
wow.
It's not every promotion out there that can say that you've got 2 WWE legends like Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, and Bob Orton as your tag team champions.
I met Mr. Tony Atlas recently at a big event up here in New York, and man, what a funny guy he is.
Great guy. Have you ever saw the pictures that he draws?
No, I haven't. I mean, I've seen them in shows. Yes, I've
great art, great artist. I'll tell you, he can draw anything you put in front of him, basically, and it's great too. I mean, I've got quite a few of his pieces of work.
Awesome.
So
maybe he can draw Papa Dank.
There, he can draw anybody. If he drew me, if he can draw me, he can draw anybody. I tell you, and he did. He did a great job. And Bruiser Brody and Bob Orton. So I mean, he can do it all. I mean, and just down to earth guy. I love talking to him, and funny as can be, and got stories after stories. And but I love Tony. Of course, I get along with all the guys in the business, and.
Right.
I'm glad to have a lot of them coming in. It's just been a while since I've seen a few of them, and it's kind of like old home.
A lot is an understatement. It is a lot.
Yeah, and that poster has been updated about a half a dozen times. In fact, there's still some people that are on this one. Jerry Briscoe's going to be there. JBL.
Wow.
Yeah. So
the wrestling god.
Yeah, and it's a logistic nightmare to say the least. And but it's too late to back out now. We're counting it down, I mean, there's people coming from, well, you know where you're coming from, and
Long Island.
we got people, we got people from Canada, from California, from Tennessee, from Iowa, Ohio. So it's a who's who of not only the wrestlers, but a who of the fans that are coming, and I'm excited about it. I'm tired about it, but it's fun. It's fun to see the fans come and interact with these legends, and we're losing so many of the greats at a fast pace, and that's why I said, come get your pictures and help build those memories, because when they're gone, that's all you'll have is memories of them.
100%. I have memories of Virgil, of course, who passed away not too long ago. Scott Hall, who we lost as well. Like, those things you don't forget. Some of the stuff they say to you don't forget.
No, that's what I mean. It's just it sticks with you forever, and that's why, like at our shows, I always encourage the fans to take pictures of even your wrestlers nowadays, because they're going to be the future legends, and come and get your pictures and get to know them, and you get to see what they do in the ring, but get to know them outside the ring. They're all good people. You had like we talked about before we were on the air, Brandon Beretta. Yeah, great individual. Went to the Ace Wrestling Academy, and now is moving all around. And he's a guy that's got a heart. He's got the determination, and he's in the gym 3-4 days, 5 days a week sometimes. And graduated from the academy, and I told Bob Orton, I said, you ought to take a picture of when he first came in and hang it up, and now what he looks like. And that's the inspiration to the new people to come in. It says, we don't want to hear you can't do it because Brandon did it, Yeah. So, and plus he's my ambassador for SICW.
Yeah. What I love about Brandon, me talking to him on the podcast and off, is that he's hungry. He's hungry for this business. He's hungry to move up. He's hungry for everything. And that's what I love about him the most.
Oh yeah, he's got a focus, and he's not straying away from it, and that's what you got to have if you can either play in this game or you can be serious about it. And he's one of the few guys that are taking it to heart, and he's got his sights set on higher things and climbing that ladder. And it starts at SICW, and it's opened a lot of doors for him. He's wrestled at places that he probably never would have had the opportunity to do before. And I don't know if he told you, but he got to wrestle in the historical Chase Park Plaza Coruscant room at the where the greats wrestled from wrestling at the Chase under Sam Muchnick. Wow. Not a lot of people get to say they've done that, and at a young age like he is, him and his tag team partner. But it's a historical place. That's where it all started back in 1959, and here we are in 2024 with the SICW ring in there on a Sunday afternoon under the same chandeliers and everything that people like Lou Thez and Pat O'Connor and Dick the Bruiser and Rip Hawk and Johnny Valentine all wrestle in that room.
That's awesome, man. I'm looking forward to meeting him at FanFest. We're actually going to meet up the day before during setup, so I'm sure I'll be able to get some.
They'll be there Friday. Like I said, it starts off on Friday. Of course, I'll be running around. I think you and I talked one time here recently. I wish I could get all of the talent to come in on one plane from one location, but it don't work that way. And so I think right now we're up to about 60 trips that I got to make from the airport to the hotel, and then that's not all of it. Then Sunday morning I got to take them all back to the airport.
Yeah, take them all back. That's right.
Yeah, so
more trips.
It's double trouble, but we'll get it done. And I just want the fans to come and enjoy it and have fun. And they've done a good job from last year to now, talking about how great it was and how they enjoyed it. And I think that's why people are talking about it all over. And of course, I think tonight is my 17th podcast that I've done in the last 45 days. So there's a buzz out there every way. People are talking about it, and that's the good thing. If they just come and partake in it,
Yeah, whenever excuse me, whenever I mentioned it on the show. Like even the wrestlers are like, wow, really? That's great. I wish I can go. One of them being our friend AJ Kazan.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, it's if you want to come and network, that's the kind of show you come to, because all the guys that I've got on there are all humble. They take time with the fans and they answer their questions, and I think that's what's really unique about what we do. When I bring in these legends at our shows, they sit there and they critique the new wrestlers' matches for them, and they tell them, look, you want me to lie to you? You want me to tell you the truth? And that's the good thing. I got a great locker room. I got guys that's been in there. They were trained by Harley Race, and you don't get a locker room like that too often. And guys that's got over 20 years of experience, and then here comes some of these young guys in fresh out of the academy, and they're still learning, and that's the good thing. And that's what Bob tells them. You learn the fundamentals here. There's a lot more to learn. You just have to now take what we taught you here and develop your own style, but don't ever forget the fundamentals of the business.
Definitely 100%. Now, besides the podcast I do here at the shows, all the shows I go to, I film a vlog called Vlog Interaction right there. As you see me with Kai McKenna. Now, unfortunately, Vlog Interaction has come to an end, but Mr. Herb, I am relaunching at FanFest, where I'll be filming Papa Dank vlogs.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that.
Man, oh man. Yeah, that's a good place to kick it off at. And hopefully you'll get a lot of a lot of participation. And I mean, you're going to have a captive audience. I mean, I think you'll be surprised, and I can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
I'm excited. Of course, we'll have to speak on the vlog.
I try to watch every time I know you're on. I try to get on there, and I like to see the guests you got on there. And there are people who have podcasts that are okay, and there's some that have them they're better. But my hat's off to everybody who goes out there and tries to do it, because you're all helping keep the business alive, whether it's about the old stuff, the new stuff, the in between. And that's what I do. I keep the old stuff alive. I believe that we've been allowed to build on the foundation that all of them built and left for us,
Right. The thing I pride myself is I see a lot of podcasters, obviously, around my area. They're all got all these high subs, and it's because they're just posting about AEW or WWE, and they'll put the graphic up, say whatever, Cody Rhodes or whatever. But I'm strictly interviewing talent. I don't do any of that other stuff. I just strictly interview talent. Any talent that's a wrestler, whether it be manager, wrestler, producer, owner of companies, that's my main focus. And the vlog is just me having fun.
And I think what you're doing is right. I think that's what the common fan wants to hear. They want to hear from the talent. They want to hear their stories, even whether they're in the academies, they're learning, or whether they've been in it a year or two. They've got road trips that they've done, if they've spread their wings. And I think that's what draws people to the podcast. I mean, if you bring somebody on that wants to sit there and talk about, oh, well, this happened in the WWE and the AEW, a lot of fans don't care about that. Yeah. They've watched it. They've seen it themselves. So why do you want to talk about it? Yeah. All you're doing is giving them your 2 cents of what you saw. Right. But you bring in some of these guys from the and I hate the word independent, because I consider everybody that puts on a pair of boots and laces them up and goes out there and busts their butt, they're a professional wrestler. Now the caveat is they need to get trained by a professional training organization, whether it be Bob Orton, whether it be Dr. Tom Rich, whether it be Dory Funk Jr.'s Academy. That's when if I get somebody that sends me in a request to be on, come to SICW, I ask them, well, where have you been trained at? If you tell me you've been down to the Funk Conservatory, Dory Funk, you got your foot, not 1, but 2 feet in the door already. Or if you tell me you've been down to Dr. Tom Pritchard's, come on in, I want to see you. Because I know you're coming from a legitimate training school. But, some of these young men and women that can't afford that, they say, oh, well, we rolled around in the backyard with the neighbors or with my family. Well, send me some tapes and let me see you. 9 out of 10 of them you don't want, because your insurance don't want you to have people like that.
Right.
And we open up, we offer, come to the academy, let our people, let Bob Orton and our training staff evaluate you. We'll tell you what you need, and if you don't think it's for you, no foul. Just if you've got the heart, do it. And if you don't, it comes with a price. Everybody's got that price, as Ted DiBiase used to say.
I think he still says it.
He does, but again, and that price can be hard work. You gotta pay your dues in this business. You got to know how the ring gets set up, because you're in there. You want to know what you're landing on, and and that's what, at the academy, I stopped by there the other night. I try to get by there pretty often, and it's the camaraderie is like a family. It's their extended family. They're joking and they're ribbing one another, and because that's what that's what's going to happen down the road. If they get lucky, they're going to have the ribs played on them. So you might as well learn all about them now. And so it's
even I've helped out with ring crew.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's what I said, guys like you that take your time to help spread the word, interview these young talents. They ought to be thanking you, because you're helping them spread the word and getting their name out there. And I appreciate everything you do to help spread the word about SICW. And we've got the little TV show every Sunday night, and I told some people the other night. I was on a podcast, and in fact, it was on Teddy Long, and Mac Davis had me on, and they were talking about how their numbers were good, and and they don't watch the numbers, but somebody had mentioned it to, and I said, hey, yeah, I feel if one person watches our show every Sunday night more, it's a success. It's great. I'm not setting the world on fire. I'm not competing with the WWE or the AEWs. We're setting our own standards, and as long as we meet them, I'm happy.
100%. And also want to thank you guys, because SICW does run the Papa Denk commercial.
Yeah, we do it every Sunday, because you help us get the word out of this bordering, and people watch yours, and maybe you drive them to us, or when they see your commercial on ours, they think, hey, let's check this podcast out. It's got to be legit if it's tied in there with SICW, so it's and everybody thinks, everybody says, they're charging millions of dollars, and that's why they know. I do it because, in fact, I'm the one that asked you, said, hey, send me your commercial and I'll put it on there for you. And I don't think that we haven't 100%. Exchanged any money.
No.
We basically, you've had some guests on that I've recommended to you, and you've had me on a couple of times. And I think we've told the fans hopefully what they want to hear. And I hope they find it entertaining. I was on a podcast last night that was on for 3 hours. And we held pretty steady, about 75 to 100 people watching for 3 hours, and that's kind of unheard of on a podcast nowadays. Yeah,
100%. Just so that there's no misconception out there, there's no money in podcasting unless you're like Chris Van Vliet or something like that.
Oh yeah, well, but those are far and few between, and that's what my point was.
Very far and few between.
Yeah, my point is it's people like you that have the passion, you have the love for the business to do what you're doing, and that's why I said the workers out there need to be thankful, because of you and several other podcasters that I know that have legitimate shows on a regular basis, and your mission is to interview people and help get the word out on them, and they ought to be thankful for that.
Yeah. They are, man. They are. All right. Speaking of talent coming on, let's talk about this real quick. Your champion, the Big Texan, is coming on.
Oh my gosh!
Sunday. He was on briefly with us last time we were together.
Yep, he's a great guy. He's not only the SICW Classic champion. We do an annual show for the Shriners organization, and He's actually the Shriners heavyweight champion. They had a title belt made, a real nice one, and he's held that now. And it's a big, the Shriners. I don't know how familiar you are with them, but it's a great organization. And
Yes, I know
the
about them.
Shriners, yeah, great, great. And in fact, I've already been called for their show this year, and they have
Wow.
an annual parade, and they've asked the Big Texan to be in the parade and represent their parade as the champion. So we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. I also have Stephen E, who is wanting to buy your company.
Yeah, I'm not so excited about Stephen E. He's and not too many fans are. I mean, the guy is very persistent, and he's making a lot of fans dislike him. He's the head of Devastation Incorporated, and he's got people like you see there, Attila Khan, who is a beast. I mean, you talk about the days of Abdullah the Butcher. Well, this guy, I think, went to the Abdullah School of Hard Knocks, and he doesn't back down from anybody. Peyton Ayers is in that
My
group,
cat just
and
jumped up.
it's but Stephen E is persistent. He says he wants to buy SICW, and his investors want to raise ticket prices and have the lights and the fireworks and all that stuff. And so he's been trying to do that for the last 6 months or a year. And he's even made the offer, gave me a contract. And I got to be honest, it's been the contract is pretty lucrative, but the fans are just telling me don't be fooled by him. So he can keep pushing, and we'll see how far it goes. I'm not a young bird anymore. So when you're throwing out numbers like he's throwing, it's something that you at least have to put the radar up on.
Right. I'm sure Stephen and I will discuss this on Monday at 9:00. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that.
Well, do me a favor. Don't let him take over the show, because I've seen him on some podcasts before, and man, he'll. But you handle your own. I've seen you. You're pretty good.
I do handle my own. Now, I'm sure we will have many more SICW talent on in the future as we will work to bring them on one by one, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited about our collaboration together. And I'm overall excited with FanFest going on. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you better get them fast before, you can't get in, right?
Oh my gosh, it's the Bill After show on Friday night. There's only a few tickets left for that, and I'm pretty well sure that it will be a sellout, because, like I said, there's not many tickets left. Saturday, fans come and go in, and I'm not too concerned about that. And there's plenty of room in the ballroom. And then we have the hallway is set up with vendors, and a couple other podcast groups are going to be there, but there will be some other vendors there. The Nebraska Hall of Fame folks are setting up their show, their traveling show for the first time. I'm really excited about that. We'll have the St. Louis Wrestling Portable Hall of Fame set up. So it's going to be an all-day event on Saturday, starting from 10 o'clock on, and then the Hall of Fame, and then of course this is all surrounds the Bruiser Brody Memorial. And a few years back, we added a couple of names. My good friend, dear friend Larry Matisick had passed away. So, and then my other friend from St. Louis South Broadway Athletic Club, Tony Costa, he was my junior heavyweight champion, passed away. So we've called it the Bruiser Brody, Larry Matisick, and Tony Costa Memorial, because all three of those names were known so well in the St. Louis area for the wrestling. Of course, Bruiser Brody was known around the globe. And his wife, Barbara Goodish, will be there. She'll present the winner of the big trophy cup of the Battle Royal we have. And this year, I'm excited and very humbled the fact that Bruiser Brody's sister is joining us, Gail.
Oh, wow.
and she's never been at SICW before. So her and Barbara coming in, I think, is icing on the cake, and
Wow.
fans will be able to find out what it was like growing up being the sister of Bruiser Brody.
Wow, man. Good stuff, man. More and more stuff happening at FanFest. Now, whoever's watching, you can't miss this. This is a can't miss show. FanFest 2. Just go to sicw.org to get your tickets. And it's at the Aviator Hotel and Ballroom. Man, how great is this night going to be? I'm so excited, man. Woo!
Yeah, well, again, you got to be. I mean, and I know you juggled some scheduling around to make it, and I appreciate that. And
I did.
And I really think you'll enjoy. It's going to be, you're going to meet guys that you're going to make contact with and network with, and that's what these fan fests are. If I tell the students, you know, you need to be there. You need to introduce yourself to these guys and meet them and meet the fans, because Sam Muchnick said it best years ago: without the fans, there is no wrestling. And I've said it all along: if there's no fans, there is no Herb Simmons and no SICW, because they're spending their hard-earned money to come and be entertained. And by gosh, we're gonna entertain them. Like I said, I've got a big show tomorrow night. I got TV tapings on Sunday, and with the Fan Fest, and then June 1st we tied up with NASCAR. We're going to have racing and wrestling at the big track. So we're excited about that. Got some big concert acts coming up there. Ludacris and Adam Wainwright from the St. Louis Cardinals. His band's going to be there, and a bunch of other ones I can't even remember their names. But when you tie up with NASCAR, I think that's a pretty big thing too.
That is a huge thing. And also you got something coming up in October with Bob Morton, a fundraiser.
Oh my gosh, we're booked pretty good the months of September and October. I mean, we're going to Breeze, Illinois for a big fundraiser. We're going to Sandoval, Illinois for another school fundraiser. We're going to Waterloo, Illinois for two sisters that have a 501c3 organization that help kids. We're doing a show at their county fair. We're going to Fairmont City, Illinois later this year for the police and fire department. And it is just with our regular monthly house show and our TV tapings, I think we're over 40 shows for the year. And they're all great shows. I mean, and then the Missouri Athletic Club over in St. Louis, where it's a private show. They, every year they have a big event there, and we have legends come in. Last year we had Jake the Snake Roberts, Hacksaw Duggan, and Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South. And the year before it was Bob Orton and Jerry Lawler and Sergeant Slaughter. So a lot going on for the rest of this year of SICW.
A lot going on for SICW, and all begins at FanFest 2 for the rest of the year. As you can see, everybody's going to be there. Jimmy Hart. Oh, I love Jimmy Hart. I grew up with Jimmy Hart.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Hart. Man. Him and Medusa are going to kind of co-host the event on Saturday.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we got Wendy Richter. I'm sure you may remember her.
I know her.
Wendy's getting inducted into the St. Louis Hall of Fame. Lalani Kai and Judy Martin, who Jimmy Hart used to manage, those two, Lalani Kai and Judy Martin. And then there's a dear friend of mine, a very talented female wrestler. Her name is Malaya Hosaka. I'm not sure if you've ever seen her, but very talented. If I can find a partner who's not scared to get in the ring with her, she'll be in action. But if not, she's going to be there, and she's going to induct those three ladies for me, because she put together an induction out at the Cauliflower Alley Club a few years ago, and she felt that the women wrestlers weren't getting recognized, and she brought a lot of them together at Cauliflower Alley Club and had a great reunion, and she did a fabulous job. So I've reached out to her and said, hey, I need you to come in and help me pinch hit this thing. And so I'm really excited about Malaya coming in. And I mean, she's one of the tough cookies in the ring. And so I'm excited about that. But Debbie Combs is going to be there. Debbie wrestled for me back in the day. Her and her mother, Cora Combs, both worked for me. So I'm really excited about that. Some of the Glow Girls are going to be there.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, it's going to be the who's who in St. Louis, as Bill Apter said in St. Louis, and Bill Apter on Friday night, the VIP party, he does a lot of impressions of people like Dusty Rhodes, and he'll do some trivia, he'll do some karaoke, and his one-man show is pretty unique. If you have never seen it, you're going to enjoy it.
I am going to enjoy it, man. I'm so excited. Wendy Richter actually has been in AEW news. I don't know if you know. Timeless Tony Storm has mentioned her by name that she wants to wrestle.
Yeah.
I won't say what she really said the first time.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. But when she was in St. Louis years ago, she was one of the better ones that was there, and that's why I want to put her into the Hall of Fame. And our St. Louis, like I said, the St. Louis Hall of Fame is a true, legit Hall of Fame. It's people who meant something to the businesses. You won't find no chauffeur or anything like that. These guys are the ones who, when you talk about building the foundation, the Funks, the Briscoes, the Kaniskis, the Von Erichs, Sam Muchnick, Joe Gary Giola, the first play-by-play announcer for wrestling at the Jace, then later on went on the Good Morning Show. So it was all people who drove a nail into that building for wrestling, and it's just not somebody who went out there and I wrestled one or two matches. Right. These are people that built the NWA right here in St. Louis.
Wow, all good stuff, Herb. Man, I'm so excited, man. I'm at a loss for words. I'm so excited, but I'm more excited to actually meet you in person and have you on the actual vlog. So that'll be awesome. We'll talk a little bit.
Oh yeah. We'll talk. As you've seen by now in our short time we've known one another, and my wife always says it best. I'll say, I don't know what I'm going to talk about tonight. And she says, oh yeah, right. You're never lost for words when it comes to wrestling.
Will I be able to meet Mrs. Simmons?
Yeah, she's had some health issues, and in fact, I'll be honest with you, I was at the restaurant with her just a little. In fact, I left there because I was trying to make it home because I didn't want to be late for this. So she's still sitting at the restaurant eating fish.
She's still eating it up.
Yeah. So no, she's the spark. She's the spark behind the knock, and she's getting ready for the show tomorrow night. And her and my daughter and my sons. It's a family affair basically, and I couldn't do it without them, especially as I've got older and the gas in the tanks got lower. They actually keep me going to do it because people don't realize what it takes to put on these shows, and and we never have been the type to go out and solicit for the show. We don't go to the local communities and say, hey, we want to rent your hall and we want to put a wrestling show on. It's organizations that come to us year after year after year. I mean, we've got organizations that we've done shows for years and help them raise funds for their organizations. And what happened is during pandemic, nobody could do anything. So, we were shut down for a couple of years. Yeah. And now everybody is still playing catch up, trying to raise the funds that they lost. And so that's why we're and I haven't learned to say no yet. And because, we've done church organizations and all types of groups that have asked us to help them. And, somebody has hard times. We had fire chief that ended up with throat esophageal cancer, and we raised him $40,000 in one show, and to help him out, him and his family, and we've helped people who's had house fires and things of that sort. So we're proud about that. We're kind of pride ourselves in being real helpful to people in need.
All right, Herb. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Next time we will see each other, it'll be face to face at FanFest 2. But let everybody know where they can follow you, and of course, where they can follow SICW.
Well, I'm the easiest guy to find on Facebook, and just under Herb Simmons on Facebook. I'm not on all that other stuff. I let people share things that we put out there, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not that technically savvy. But Facebook, I'm pretty good at that. But that's the best way. Herb Simmons or SICW All Star Wrestling or SICW Explosion. You can go on YouTube, and we've got hours and hours and hours of footage. I've got all the St. Louis wrestling footage, and then plus about a year and a half ago, I acquired the Dick the Bruiser's library, the majority of it. So I have that we're slowly putting out there. It takes some time to get all it because it's still on the TV reels.
Yeah, you got to convert it.
So you got to convert it, and there isn't a lot of places that do that. I lucked out. I did find one place in St. Louis, but it's expensive. But we'll get it all done. But Facebook is the best way to reach me. If you want to be a friend, send me a friend request, or if somebody wants to call and talk wrestling, I gave my number out, 618-719-1034.
You have.
And I get calls from people saying, hey, what about this and that? And believe it or not, it's a way to get good followers out there. Good. If somebody's going to take their time to call you, they're wrestling fans. And if they're going to call me, they at least deserve a call back from me.
Awesome. All right, Herb. Want to thank you for coming on the podcast.
Fine, Papa. See you in a few weeks.
Yeah, don't hang up yet. Hold on.
Not going to.
Before I head out to FanFest 2, you're going to catch me at Titan Championship Wrestling's Rise of the Titans, as NWA's Wrecking Ball Legursky will be there in action as he faces O'Shea Edwards from Ring of Honor days. So excited for that. So excited for Amity LeVay versus the Cotton Candy Princess Tiffany Avatar, and much, much more. Rise of the Titans. Make sure you go to Titan Championship Wrestling to get your tickets for this event. After that, I'll probably be at NYWC on May 25th. Make sure you check out at NYWCWrestling.com for further information on their next show. I don't have the flyer on me now. After that, I'll be at Summer Showdown for Victory Pro Wrestling Saturday night, June 8th, as Gabby Ortiz from Monster Factory, the hit show Monster Factory on Apple TV, returns to Victory Pro Wrestling against the current champ, Kai McKenna, right there. She's just on the PWI podcast going over her picks recently. But like I said earlier, Papa Dank Vlogs will be filming the debut episode at SICW Wrestling in St. Louis, Missouri. And who will stop by the vlog? That'll be there. So anybody can stop by the vlog. But one person will definitely be on the vlog. And Mr. Herb Simmons right here. He'll stop by for a quick chat as he runs around and does his thing. And speaking of graphics, he designed my graphic. Let me give a shout out. Pickway Design, they do all my graphics, and they even worked on the Islanders website. Isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
Make sure you hit up Pickway Design for all your graphic needs. Everybody have a good night. I will be back with the Big Texan. Let me get that graphic up. Sunday, May 5th, as well as from Titan Championship Wrestling, E-Money Millie. We'll be chatting up for the first time as well. Everybody have a good night. Herb, hold on for a second. See you after.